Hi, I'm Rodar, but most people call me Ro. I'm a sapphire dragonborn who was separated from my true parents when I was just a newborn. My adopted parents own Singing Hill Ranch, just outside of Tribor. They found me in their grain field with my parents nowhere to be seen. I spent my life wondering where my true parents are and who they are. I hope to be reunited with them and to find them in my travels someday. Both of my adopted parents are worshippers of Thor, god of thunder. They took my appearance as a gift from Thor for their show of devotion. I was raised to worship Thor as they did. Most people would say I look scary and mean due to a huge scar across my face, but it wasn't from battle as you would think. I actually got it while tilling the fields of the farm. When the tiller hit a rock, I tripped and cut my face open against an old stump that was uprooted. Funny story when you think about it now, but wasn't so funny when I got it. Anyways, I may look intimidating, but deep down, I'm a softie. I like to keep to myself for the most part since I was sheltered growing up. My adopted parents didn't want anyone seeing me since I'm a sapphire dragonborn. Don't see many of my kind around here. I usually wear a long cloak with a hood when in town to try to obscure my identity. I do get strange looks occasionally, but people leave me alone. My parents have had livestock go missing randomly overnight. Haven't seen any remains or signs of how they've gone missing, but I've heard rumors in town of other farmers having livestock go missing as well, so I'm in town trying to figure out what might be going on.
Hi, I'm Elenia Nilo, but everyone calls me Al. I'm an elven monk in training. I was born in Tribor and have never left. My parents came here after my father left his community so he could be with my mother. See, he's a sun elf, and his parents didn't approve of his marriage to my moon elf mother. So they came to Tribor, started a farm, and had me. My cousin lives here too. Her name is Brywin, and she's a lot older than me. She's been around my whole life, so we're pretty close, but she still treats me like a kid. I'm 19, and everyone says I still have a lot to learn. I don't really know what they mean though. How much does someone need to know about everything outside of their home? My parents are always trying to teach me a lesson. They say it's time for me to be more serious and want me to start adventuring and learning on my own. I don't know why I would want to leave Tribor though. All of my friends are here. Anyways, I'm rambling. My mother says I do that a lot. What can I say? I'm an only child, and I spend most of my time tending to the cows and other animals we have on our land. My life isn't too exciting, unless I can sneak away and go into town to visit everyone, or go to Brywin's house. Since I've lived here my whole life, everyone knows me, and I could spend an entire day going to everyone's houses to visit and help them with things. Lately, we've had a few cows disappear, and so have the other farmers. I'm not sure what's happening to them because I haven't seen or heard any predators around in months. My father says that I tend to spend a lot of time in my own world though, and that I should have been watching them closer after the first cow disappeared. I told him I would try to pay more attention to what was happening around me and that I would try to help figure out what has been happening to our cows and the animals of our friends.
Hey everybody, my name is Miles Kingsley. I hail from the great town of Yartar, where I live with my parents, Mahana and Winfrey. I work with Rolf at the Mad Cat Pawn Store. I've had almost my entire life laid out for me since I was a young teenager. The only problem is, I don't want to take that path. Instead, I want to become a renowned comedian, known throughout the realm. Unfortunately, not everybody supports this path. I have a desire to travel the world. You see, I've only ever been to Yartar, but I've heard amazing stories from Ralph and Dorn. Dorn has been my best friend for almost 10 years now. They've told me about the far lands of Silvery Moon with night skies so dark that you can see the stars forever, and the vast ocean views in water deep with unknown mysteries lying deep under the water and above, waiting to be explored. There is a place in the far west called the Sunset Mountains. Along this range of mountains is a particular mountain called Pastel Mountain, where the mountain is said to have trees, rocks, and all sorts of nature, with an absolutely stunning vision of pastel colors. I desire to travel the world and see as many of these awe-inspiring locations to find more materials for my act, and to maybe find some collectibles along the way. So I decided to start my adventure in the town of Tribor, and then continue on to the rest of the world. The world is a colossal place, full of adventures, mysteries, and I can't wait to start exploring and telling my tale.
I am Kasumi, dedicated cleric, accomplished farmer, and expert prankster, all of which I am quite proud of. I have called Tribor home for a few years now. I live and work on a small, successful farm close to the woods, where I grow vegetables for the market and raise chickens and the best mouse and cats one can buy. Though I hate to be indebted to people, I have Theodore and Alara, the moon and sun elves, who are the parents of Elenia, to thank for my farm. When I arrived several years ago, with nothing but a small, depleted traveling pack on my back, they offered me this small house and plot of land to start out my new life. No questions asked. I have long since paid them back, but they are the people I trust the most. My only friends, if I dare even say that word. I tend to keep to myself. I'm not shy when people come to me, but I don't seek them out or crave attention like others in this town. I have a lot of secrets, and I don't wish to share them. However, to best protect myself and my secrets, I make a point to learn as much as I can about the beings of which I have surrounded myself, stalking silently from shadow to shadow, watching and listening.
Hi. My name is Adari Moonspirit. I'm, just a simple, shy, ghost-wise halfling druid. Okay, I'm from the far side of Tribor, at the edge of the Crypt Garden Forest, where I live with Brywin, the kind-hearted wood elf that shot me. I know it sounds weird, but let me start from the beginning. As an abandoned infant, I was saved by the Wild Mother and raised by a family of foxes. Alma and Mac accepted me as one of their own. They taught me how to hunt, to defend myself, and to survive on the resources of the Crypt Garden Forest. At a young age, I became so tuned into the nature around me that I found myself gifted with the ability to shift into a snow-white fox. Over time, I learned to shift myself into other animal forms as well, all of them just as white as my fox form. One day, I was in my fox form admiring the spring ferns when I felt a sudden, sharp pain on my back left side. I collapsed to the forest floor in pain and faded into unconsciousness. When I woke, I was strapped to a table and there was a strange man hovering over me with a bloody arrow in his hand. Next to him stood a concerned, beautiful wood elf. She apologized for shooting me, took me in while I healed, and somewhere along the way, we became friends. Brywin and I have been friends for the past 5 years now. She taught me how to not act like a wild animal around other humanoids, and I have taught her about the forest. Our friendship is unique, but it's one I cherish, and I will follow and protect her wherever her crazy schemes take us.
Hello, my name is Brywin, and I am a Wood Elf Ranger. I have lived a very sheltered life. I am currently 119 years old, and I moved away from my loving and caring family at the age of 100. I have one older brother and a younger sister. Both my parents are still alive and super caring. I have my cousin Al just about 10 minutes from where I live in the center of town. I also built myself a cabin in the middle of the woods, right off of my cousin's land. One day, I was in the woods looking for my next dare. I was given a quest to find and kill the mysterious white fox that was spotted in the nearby woods. You see, I don't back down from dares, never have and never will. But anyway, I had the mysterious white fox in my sights, an arrow knocked and about to fire, when a voice in my head told me not to shoot. But before I could stop myself, the arrow was already flying through the air. The arrow sank into the fox's left hip, and it fell to the ground into a fern patch. As I ran to see what I had done, I had a concerned feeling enter my mind. When I rounded the fern, I did not see the mysterious white fox that I was dared to kill, but a small, pale, white halfling was laying in the fern patch with my arrow in her left hip. I had never killed anyone before. I thought as the dread welled in my head, but before I noticed her chest moving slightly. She was alive. I knew that I had to help her and help heal her back to health. I would feed her, and I taught her how to eat with silverware instead of her fingers. I wouldn't let her back out into the woods, which she didn't like and fought me on multiple times. I helped her walk again and taught her how to speak with people normally. Once I got to know her, it turned out she is a ghost-wise halfling druid and super shy, but I taught her how to be more civilized and less animal-like. After saving her life 5 years ago, she has never left my side and I can't get rid of her no matter what I try to do. I live in town to try and prove to my parents and other people that I can live and survive on my own. I have no clue where I'm going with my life or the adventures I will go on, but I do know that I will find purpose along the way.